In this video, we are going to discuss about synchronous counter design. So we already know that what is synchronous counter. So let's discuss about synchronous counter design. So what you are supposed to do in synchronous counter design, the first thing is identify the number of states. The second step that is important is construct state table. Third step is writing excitation equations. The fourth step involves minimization of logical expression. And your fifth step is implementation of logic circuit. So when we actually get into this, suppose you want to have a simple circuit which will count from in the sequence. So sequence is very important. So this is the 2-bit thing, 0 0, then 1 0, then 1 1, and then 0 1, and followed by that 0 0. So this is the sequence we want that our counter should count, because in synchronous counter any count can be possible. It's not mandatory that it is following the same count every time. So the next thing that is important is the state diagram. So as already discussed with you in the previous classes, so all the states need to be mapped. So the first state as given is 0 0 is the first state, then 1 0 is the next step state, then 1 1 is the other state, and last but state is 0 1. So your system is going from 0 0 to 1 0, then 1 0 to 1 1, then 1 1 to 0 1, and it will come to this particular position. So this is the state table. So this need to be implemented uh, in the form of your counter. So what you are supposed to do, we have identified the states. These are the states. Now the next thing that is important, and we are moving towards that, is modification or construction of state table. So state table will be like this. You are making 3 states. So this is your present state, this is your next state, and it will be like this. So here we have this. So how many states are there? 4 states are there. So 4 rows are sufficient. Now one very important point that I will discuss today after this design. So present state, next state, and your excitation. That how actually this particular thing is being achieved. So we are getting this using your D flip flop. Okay, so I will be changing the color so that you get the understanding that what is actually happening here. So this is your present state Q1 Q0. This is the next state Q1 Q0. So your first state is 0 0. From there your device will move to 0 1. The next state is 0 1. Sorry, this is 1 0. This is 1 0. The next state is from 1 0, your device will be moving towards 1 1, and from 1 1, your device is moving to 0 1, and from 0 1, your device is again moving back to 0 1. Okay, so now corresponding to this next state, so initially your system is into 0 and it is moving towards 1. So, what is the uh, excitation for D1? So, that is very important. So, we have already discussed this in the previous class. Your excitation table, your excitation table for your D flip flop as being revised is 0 1, 0 1 corresponding to 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, and 1 1. So, here what we have observed that whatever your previous state is does not matter. Your present state is directly being reflected at the output. So 0 0 1 1 and so on. So corresponding to this, your D1 is, here you can see D1 is 1 1 0 0, and corresponding to this, your D0 is 0 1 1 0. Now using K map, we will solve this and we will get the respective solution. So the solution goes like this, that for D1 it is your Q1 bar into Q0 bar plus Q1 into Q0 bar. So here you can see Q0 bar can be common. So your output is Q0 bar. Similarly, your D0 is equal to Q1 into Q0 bar and your Q1 into Q0. So your Q1 is common and this is not there, Q1 Q1. So this comes out to be, this is being removed. So this is equal to your Q1. So in this way, we get the final expression. Now I'm going to show you how you're actually going to implement this after. So I'm erasing this particular portion so that you get a better idea how things are being actually achieved. So the first thing that is important is two flip-flops should be there. So this is your first flip-flop, this is your second flip-flop, and both the flip-flops are actually D. And now what we are going to do, this is your D flip-flop, this is the clock, and because this is synchronous thing, so all of them will be having same clock. Okay, now as seen, D naught is equal to Q1. Okay, so this is your D naught and this is your D1. So D naught is equal to Q1. So the output, this will be act as a Q1 and D1 is equal to Q naught bar. So this output here will be acting as input to D1. So this is your clock and it is positive as triggered. So this is quite simple to draw. So this is your MSB, this is your LSB. It can be drawn otherwise also, that you can put D naught here, D1 here. So all the connections need to be changed. So this is the simple design for your 2-bit synchronous counter. Now nextly I will be showing you 3-bit counter of a particular sequence. So now the sequence which I have selected is your mode 8 synchronous counter. So what's inside moded synchronous counter? That it will count from 0 to 7, and overall 8 states are there. 8 states are there. So if you are going to write it in a sequence, that it is from 0 0, then 0 0 1, then 0 1 0, then 0 1 1, and then 1 0 0, then 1 0 1, 1 1 0, and 1 1 1. So this is the sequence in which your device is actually going to count. So the procedure remains same. So what is the procedure? The procedure is your sequence is known to you. The next thing that is important is you are going to make a truth table. So in truth table, you are going to have different states. So this is your present state, this is your next state, and now we are going to implement this with your D flip flop only. I will also show you how you can do it with other flip flops, but right now for the convenience purpose, I am showing you with the D flip flop. So your three states are there, and your first state is like this. So this is your first column in which we are going to design it in a particular fashion, and your truth table is like this. I will be writing all the sequences. So your counter is, this is your present state, this is your next state, and here you can see it is your Q2, Q1 and Q0. So this is your present state, this is your next state, this is also Q2, Q1 and Q0. This is D2, D1 and D0. So your first sequence is 0 0 0, 0 1 0 1, 0 1 0 1, and here it will be 0 0 1 1, 0 0 1 1. So any sequence can be there. It's not mandatory that you are going to this sequence. You can have a random sequence, as already been told you in the class. So next state will be 1, this will be 2, from 2 it will go to 3, and from 3 it will go to 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and from 7 it is going into the stage that is back. Now this is your present state, this is next state, and in D your next state is equal to what you have actually applied. So it's a quite simple thing. You are directly going to put this here in the sequence. So there is no hard fast rule is there. You are directly putting this particular here corresponding to Q2, 1 1 1 and 0. So it is 0 1 1 0 and 0 1 1 0. This is your 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. So whatever you are applying as input, you will get the output. So D flip flop is there. Okay, so you want this state, you need to apply this. So it is quite simple, and there is no mathematics involved in this. So let's discuss now what can be done after that. So you are having this. So three different K maps will be there corresponding to D2, D1 and D0. So you are good at K maps. So when you solve them, then your K maps will give you different values. So corresponding to D0, your value is Q0 bar, and corresponding to D1, your value is Q1 Q0 bar plus Q1 bar into Q0, and corresponding to D2, you are having value like Q2 XOR Q1 into Q0. So now it's up to you how you want to proceed. Either you can have D0 here and D1 here, or D2 here, or it can be otherwise, that D2, D1 and D0, and provide the connections as shown in the previous design. So there are other possibilities of designing also, the one thing that is being designed extensively is your ring counters. So what's inside the ring counters, that you are having a particular state and it need to be implemented. So what's inside the ring counter? That in ring counter you don't have any specific pattern. So your counter, the pattern will be, this is your first state, this is your second state, this is your third state, and this is your last state. So after that it will come to this. So in between there are so many unused states. So if we are getting those states, then your system will get logged. So how to avoid that logged situations? So every time your system is having that condition, you will actually reset the system. So that's the another thing. Then there is one more kind of counter is there, that is called Johnson counter and ring counter. So that will be discussed in some other video. Right now, what we have discussed in this video, that how you are actually going to design a synchronous counter. So present state, next state, and after that you are having a excitation table from excitation, and you directly plot the things. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the video, and see you in the next video.